Hi, and welcome to the weekly general love reading for May 24th, 2019. Now, it doesn't have to be May 24th, 2019 in order for you to get something out of this reading, okay? This is a timeless reading. We're just looking at your love life for the next 7 days. So whenever you watch this video, it'll apply to the next 7 days, okay? What we're looking at is any predictions we can make, what to expect, what are the dynamics going to be this week for you and your person, okay? Some people pick one pile for one person and one pile for another person. Some people just pick one pile, and some people feel drawn to multiple piles. So I just want to make sure you guys know there isn't any rule about this. Just follow your own intuition, okay? That said, I'm going to go ahead and point out the piles, okay? Pile number 1 is the white opalite. Pile number 2 is the purple fluorite. Pile number 3 is the blue Lapis Lazuli. Pile number 4 is the black Obsidian. Pile number 5 is the pink Rose Quartz. And pile number 6 is the gray Bloodstone, okay? So while you guys are picking your pile, I do want to say you guys might have noticed that my description down below has changed. That's because I am offering additional reading packages that I wasn't offering before. They are for a lower price than previous. So if you're interested in getting a private reading, just know you can find it there. I'm not going to waste your time by talking about all the different things I'm offering. Just want to let you guys know. That said, if you have not picked your pile, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, we are going to get started right now on pile number 1, okay? All right, so this is always the kind of awkward part where I have to get my piles all situated. I keep thinking, okay, you've got to remember to say something there, and then I always forget to come up with something clever. All right, hi, those of you who picked the white opalite, here is your reading, okay? So we have some kind of ending going on this week, but it's gonna, this ending is gonna bring you some kind of recognition, okay? And I really feel like, here, let me put them the other way around. Yeah, the ending is going to bring you some kind of recognition. So it's not like a bad ending, it's a positive ending, okay? This could be, for example, I'm just giving you an example so that you can apply it concretely. It could be, for example, ending one relationship so that you can be recognized that you're single and now you can start a different relationship with somebody who you care more about, that kind of thing. Or it could be that maybe you're going to step into a new role, because the moon is all about recognition. And if there's an ending to something and then you're being recognized, it could even be the ending to one phase of your life where you have certain kinds of personality characteristics and you're taking on maybe more mature personality characteristics, or you're growing, that kind of thing. So it does not have to be a literal physical concrete ending, you know? It could also be something at work that affects your love life, okay? So on your end, you're going to be feeling like you're not going to be feeling as putting as much effort into this relationship this week as usual. There's something about it that's going to feel a little tedious and all of that kind of stuff. Hey, that's okay. A lot of you guys, I get the impression, now this isn't going to be applying to all of you, but a lot of you guys really hold up the relationship. So I do want to say it's okay to kind of take a break from holding up the relationship. Here we do have your person coming through as wanting to move forward. It's just a slow pace moving forward, but it's very practical, very no nonsense. So the ending does not refer to the person that you're interested in, okay? The ending refers to something else. There would be more cards here. Yeah, there'd be more cards here that would indicate that. So we have engagement. So this lets me know, okay, this lets me know that you and your person are going to be interacting. And it also lets me know that you guys might decide to kind of move to the next level of your relationship. Obviously, it could mean literal engagement, but the way that a lot of people read this particular card in this particular deck is that because it says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, they read it for that, and that's kind of the way they leave it. And that, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But intuitively, what I'm getting from you guys is that you're just going to be engaging a lot. You guys are going to be interacting a lot. for some of you, that's a really important thing, because I know that in my personal relationships, not just my love relationship, right? In my personal relationships, sometimes people are more or less engaged with me in different weeks. And it would be helpful for me to know whether or not, certain people are going to be interacting with me more or not, okay? Here's something that might help you understand this particular card that we were talking about, where you're probably going to feel a little tired this week, okay? And that is, we have free yourself. There's some kind of control you need to take back in your life, okay? And it's like, I feel like this is more like you've kind of locked yourself in to this relationship, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? That's fine. But it's because you're so focused on the relationship, at least up until this point, and that can be appropriate for all sorts of different reasons. So I'm not saying that that's wrong or right or anything like that. Right now, you might want to kind of branch out, not with other people, but with other areas in your life, like, I don't know, joining a group, or just reading a book, or finding something that's like kind of for you, free yourself up to take care of yourself, okay? And again, I know that, those of you who are familiar with this particular deck, I do read it very differently from the way other people do. Remember, I am an intuitive reader, so I am going off of my intuition, not as much off of the literal meanings of the cards. I just want to kind of put that out there. I do read Lenormand that way, though. So, we have honesty and change, okay? And these are kind of like, the change is going to be the stuff that's going to be bringing a little bit of stress. That would make sense if there's going to be an ending. I'm more and more, I'm more and more aware of this ending and how it does relate to this free yourself thing, and why that would bring you recognition is because you're doing something different. You're like engaging in something new, and so that change, just know that change is not necessarily, it's something that's going to affect your relationship. It's not the relationship itself, okay? The relationship itself is moving forward, okay? You guys are going to be interacting a lot. But the change is more within. The change is more something that's like surrounding. It's in the peripheral of the relationship rather than right in the focus. Okay, and then we have honesty. Sometimes, and I have a lot of clients that come to me and it's like, is this person being honest? Can I trust this person? Should I tell them what I really think or what I really feel, and all of that kind of stuff? There is something that is so attractive about vulnerability that it's really interesting for me. And in my personal life, I can say I was acting kind of a little crazy with one of my friends this week, actually. And I'm not like happy to report that, but I was acting kind of crazy. I was the bottom line is that I was scared of something, okay? I was scared that I was going to lose a friendship for whatever reason, okay? It was a dumb reason, okay? But like emotionally, in my emotions, I felt like that place where it's like you've got to dump the other person before they dump you kind of thing. And as soon as I sent a message, it wasn't a hurtful message. It was more like, hey, I think we need some space message. So I guess it could be hurtful in that case, right? And I apologize if this is rambling for you guys, but I just think that it's a really good illustration of this principle. Like 2 hours after I sent that message, I was like, no, I can't do that. So I sent this person a message and I said, look, I'm actually just really afraid, and I think that if I try to push you away, that I'm going to, that I'm going to somehow feel less afraid, but it doesn't really work that way, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I know this is probably like, I'm probably look really crazy to you, but here's what it is. I'm afraid, and that's the way it is. And this person was like so open and, just like, hey, you know what? I understand, that happens, thanks for not, just kind of continuing to do that and just telling me what was going on, So I just feel, the reason I'm relaying that is because I feel some of the viewers really need to hear that it's okay to be honest, instead of kind of trying to, because sometimes we do it without even knowing, okay? But instead of kind of trying to take care of our problems, or try to take care of our interrelated problems, by not facing that, and instead kind of going around them, okay? All I knew was that I was in pain and I wanted the pain to end, right? But I didn't take the time to be like, okay, why am I in pain? Why am I upset? You know, and all of that. And once I realized it was because I was scared, that was when I could be real honest with this person. And that was when everything just cleared up. Like within 5 minutes, everything cleared up. And I was really amazed. Just know that honesty, you know, that kind of thing is, it might play a role this week. Now, obviously, honesty is a positive thing to have in any relationship, and so I don't want to, you know, kind of skim over that, but I do want to say that if you are going through a time this week where you and your person are having some disagreements or not seeing eye to eye on something, really take a step back and make sure you're being as honest as possible about what you're feeling, okay? And it's like, you know, it's easy to say, well, you, but it's a little bit harder to say your actions are actually making me feel whatever it is, like scared, surprised, confused, whatever, you know, it really helps that way. Okay, and so just to reiterate, the honesty card's coming up to let you know to be direct, okay? And also letting you know that if your person's being a little bit confusing, try to figure out, like, well, what's the real problem here? You know, what are you actually feeling? What's actually going on? You know, and you can kind of use that in the reverse with your person, okay? But overall, this really looks like a positive thing. You know, you're doing stuff for yourself, and you also have you and your person interacting. We do have you feeling a little like, I don't want to put as much effort into this week, you know. But, you know, I'm not getting anything negative. It's not like you don't want to put effort into it because there's something horrible going on, you know. It's just one of those kind of off weeks where you don't have as much energy maybe for it. That's good. That's okay. You know, that we all have that. Alrighty. Hi, pile number 2, those of you who picked the purple fluorite, here is your reading. Okay, so we have a snake, okay? So this is somebody that you might not be able to trust, okay? If there's somebody that you might not be able to trust, somebody that you're, like, intuitively feeling a little bit nervous around, understand this person can bring you money, okay? They can bring you some abundance here, but it's going to affect your relationship, okay? It's really, really, let me go ahead and lay out the rest of the cards just so that I can explain this better, because I think that this might be easier. Yeah, much easier if I just laid out the cards. Okay, so for you, you have lots of different opportunities. You probably have more than one person that is interested in you or that you're interested in. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know, having opportunities, you know, gives us some more choices, right? We can have more empowerment. Now, if you don't, if it's like, no, I just want this one person, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. It just means that you have more opportunities you will have a lot of opportunities this week to express that, okay? And you'll have a lot of opportunities with that person to kind of explore your relationship and bring it up, okay? Again, we also have, again, on your person's side, they want to talk, they want to make sure that things are clear, they're seeking clarity, they might feel a little confused. They might be mistrustful of another person, maybe somebody at work, because we have this kind of mistrustful person that's associated with money. Maybe you're not certain if they're more interested in somebody else, maybe at their workplace, okay? Because again, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be your person. It could be, you know, somebody that they're around that you don't trust, okay? We also have, in reverse, let your friends help you, okay? Now, this particular deck's very popular, especially with YouTube readers, actually, I've noticed. I read this a lot differently than other people. We've got let your friends help you in reverse. This is letting me know that you've got to go by your gut this time, okay? Sometimes, a lot of times, it helps to have like sounding boards to kind of help you kind of figure out, well, what am I supposed to do in this situation and all of that kind of stuff. Really go with what you think, okay? Because you are right now kind of in your element. And then in the upright position, we have reconciliation. This for me, when this comes up in a reading, I feel like it has much more to do with balancing the scales than it does necessarily with reconciling after a difference, okay? If you have been arguing, you know, or having some disagreements with your person, obviously this is letting you know that, you know, okay, it's going to be smoother this week, all right? But, you know, I read intuitively, and this particular card for me intuitively lets me know that there's going to be some kind of balancing out this week where both of you are putting the same amount of effort into it, and that's a good thing, okay? We have success and imagination as well. So again, you know, you're not going to really need other people to help you out in this particular situation this week. You're going to be able to be successful on your own. And you are going to be able to get real creative too, probably because you have so many different options. You know, your possibilities are so high right now. Well, let me address this, okay? The snake typically is somebody that you can't trust or somebody that you don't want to trust, okay? But the money is a positive card. Excuse me, I'm going to just take a quick drink. Thank you. So like so we've got the money card here though. So here's the deal. If your person's engaging with somebody at their workplace, okay, that you don't trust, just have a discussion about that. Just say, I don't trust that person for whatever reason. Let them know with as concrete, as much, you know, stuff as possible. And let them know, you know, really talk about, is that money worth it or is it not? If it's you, just know that there's somebody at work that you can't trust and that might affect your relationship just because it's going to be in your head. Okay? I actually feel like this is a temporary thing, though. I don't feel like this is a long-term thing. Yes, we're reading for the next 7 days. You know, obviously it could go on longer, but it just doesn't feel right. It, like, when I hold that in my heart and I think about it and I let it sit, it just feels wrong. Like, no, that's not the way it's supposed to be. So this is a temporary situation. It might even be a person that you normally can trust, but in this one situation is difficult to trust them. Again, this is going to have some kind of impact on your relationship though, okay? This isn't like the general, you know, for everything. This is something that affects your relationship. So do keep that in mind. It actually might be your partner for those of you who work with your partner. Just know, again, that this is something, you know, knowing that you have success here, reconciliation, a lot of opportunities, and that your partner wants to be clear. If this is your partner, the person you're interested in, know that it's going to work out, okay? If it's another person, though, just kind of put your guard up, you know, just be aware of that. It doesn't feel like it's a major thing. It just feels like it is something to be aware of, okay, guys? Alrighty. Okay. Hi, those of you who picked the blue Lapis Lazuli. Here is your reading. Okay, so we have the book that's modified by the garden. It's interesting. For you, we have the Two of Coins. For your person, actually that was in reverse, huh? For your person, we have the Five of Rods in reverse. Okay. This is a really interesting reading, I just have to say. I really think this is an interesting reading. Okay, so we also have children in the upright position. We have let go of control issues in the reverse position, and then we have freedom and growth. Okay, I'm gonna put these up here. Let me check my camera to make sure you can see them. Okay, good. Glad that you can see them all. Okay, so your reading for this week is going to be a little all over the place, but that's okay. You know, sometimes we just have a lot of stuff to cover. All right, so on your end, what you're going to find is that there's going to be a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to kind of get together, especially that has to do with finances and work, okay? this is going to affect your relationship because your relationship's going to have to take a back seat, okay? And this is either your relationship or the person you're interested in or whatever. It's like that is going to take a back seat, but that's going to cause some turbulence here, okay? Do you see how that water is very turbulent there, okay? It's going to cause some turbulence inside of you where it might even take away from your ability to concentrate on work, you know? But just so you know, it's like the universe is saying, hey, you've got to put this work stuff first. Some of you guys, it's going to be school, okay? Because we've got the book over here, okay? I do have to say that what I'm getting intuitively is that it's more going to be aimed towards work than school. Unless you're a student and like your school is your job, basically, because I think this has a different meaning, okay, in general. Or it could have a double meaning for those of you who are students. Your person, on the other hand, they, it's kind of hard to explain, and I don't want to use the wrong words because I don't want to be misinterpreted. It's like, okay, you know how you've got people that kind of might chatter a lot, then all of a sudden they go quiet. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on? I experience it all the time with my kids. I can hear them in the background talking and playing and doing all sorts of stuff, but when it goes quiet, it's like, wait, what's wrong? It's like all of a sudden something goes quiet and it's like, what's going on? It's going to be kind of like that with your person, but there's nothing wrong. That's the thing. It's like, maybe your person's normally real playful. Maybe your person kind of does a lot of banter, that kind of thing. Maybe your person's normally really chattery with you and that kind of stuff. Your person's going to be really focusing on some serious stuff this week that has to do with them, okay? Their burden's high. This actually might have to do with children or siblings or people that are younger than them. Maybe your person is a teacher and they're having problems with their students. I know in the States, a lot of the schools are about getting out right now. Or it could be that you're involved with a graduate student who's teaching a college course, something like that. But it's like they're having to... it's like they've just got a lot going on and they've just got to get that stuff taken care of, okay? So do understand that I don't feel like you're going to have a problem with that, though, because because we have let go of control issues in the reverse, which means you're not going to have any control issues with this. It's like you understand that he or she, that this person needs the freedom in order to take care of that, all right? But yeah, children are affecting your relationship. Understand this could also be playful energy. Like I said, if there usually is playful energy in your relationship, it's just it's gonna feel more serious like that this week. And you know what? Some of us prefer serious. I know I do. I know that it might not sound like I do, but I actually do because it feels more, for me, it feels more secure, like I know that this person's not joking. They're true in everything they say, even though being flirty and all of that kind of stuff can be super fun. I prefer it to just be straightforward and all of that kind of stuff, but I know that everybody's different. But yeah, just understand that the lack of this might kind of make it feel like you've got to push that forward. And if that's the way you want to do that and handle that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and do what you feel is best. But again, you've got your own stuff to take care of too, okay? I just also got another intuitive impression. I feel like this is going to be like for maybe 30% of you, so like a third of you guys. A third of you guys, this is metaphorical, and it's like you've just got something to learn this week, so that's why you're kind of taking a step back from your relationship. Let go of control issues in the reverse also lets us, also supports the whole freedom card, okay? You're not going to have any feelings of needing to control the situation, want the outcome to be a specific way. You're going to feel like the relationship or your crush or whatever it is feeling like it's okay, like I'm just going to let things flow and all of that kind of good stuff. That freedom energy is going to be around you. If you don't feel it yet, it will come out this week, okay? And it's like... you're gonna feel like you can really trust this person too, and then again, that growth that I was talking about before when I said like maybe a third of you, this is about that. Now that third, I'm talking about really focused growth. Like, you know what you're working on. Even if it's on a spiritual level, you know that you have something to work on. For the rest of you guys, you're just going to be in a growth mindset where you're really open. You want to take in new information and you want to kind of process that. Maybe maybe for some of you, instead of taking in new information, it's more like getting rid of the negative information, okay? So we have that going on as well. So let's go to the Lenormand here. So I've covered all the things that the book could represent, with the rest of the cards, okay? Now we're just going to look at this separate as its own reading, okay? There might be some kind of secret that is affecting your relationship, okay? But no, it's going to be coming out in the open this week, okay? I don't feel like this secret is something that's going to really hurt, though. I mean, I feel like it's something, and here's why. The spine to the book here is like off camera, right? And let me hold it up so you can see the direction of the book. Yeah. The spine is facing that way, okay? Off camera. And the pages are facing that way, okay? It's facing the rest of the spread, okay? So that lets me know that you already are aware that this is happening, or that this is a possibility. It could be a secret, but it could also be like some kind of knowledge that you have about the relationship that you're kind of suspecting is true, and then it's going to come out. This is going to be more towards the ending of the week, and it's going to be like positive, really positive. So you're going to end up ending your week with your person or your romantic situation in a really positive place. For some of you, very, very few, like 10%, this is going to be like a surprise. But for the rest of you, this is just going to be like, oh, I knew that. And it's just going to come out, that kind of thing. All right? Okay, so this looks, I mean, again, it does seem like it's kind of all over the place, but, sometimes we have more hectic weeks than others. So, all of this stuff does look positive, though. I'm not getting anything negative between you and your person this week at all. Okay? All right. Hi, pile number 4. Those of you who picked the black obsidian heart. Okay, so we have the home. And then we have the scythe as being, we have the scythe as being, modifying the house, okay? So let's kind of keep that in mind. We have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? And we've got the Moon. The Queen of Pentacles is going to be associated with you, okay? So you're going to be wanting to either get things really, like you are really needing like a financial break, or you're really trying to get your finances in order, okay? The moon has to do with your person, okay? The moon lets us know that there's some mystery surrounding your person this week. There's some mystery, and it's like you don't really know how they feel so much. Maybe they're not expressing themselves as much, or maybe you're in a new relationship and you don't know how they feel. For some of you, maybe about half of you guys that pick this pile, it's also going to be like maybe there's maybe your person's particularly intuitive, particularly mysterious in that way. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm just going to throw it out there. I understand that it's a stereotype, and I don't mean to be offensive, but I wouldn't be surprised if your person's a female, just because, or is their gender is more towards a female, because this energy is more feminine, receptive energy. So if your person's a male, just know he's really receptive right now, real emotional right now, and so that might be something you might want to take advantage of this week, okay? But for those of you, if it's a female, just know she's really in her feminine power right now, okay? Real intuitive, again, like I said, okay? So we also have some family issues that are just not wanting to heal themselves, okay, right now, and it's just going to affect your relationship, okay? And that's it. It's going to affect your relationship somehow, because it's going to get in the way maybe of you talking to that person, or it might even just get in the way of you having intimate time with your spouse or your partner. It's just there's family issues going on that need to be taken care of, and it's like things between you and your spouse or your person aren't gonna start picking up until that stuff gets taken care of. It could be on your end or on your person's end or on both sides, okay? For those of you who have children, I have a really distinct impression it could be that. I also have the distinct impression that maybe both you and the person you're thinking about might have family, like issues with family. You know, a lot of people have, I mean, you'd be surprised how many people really do have trauma associated with their family. And some of you guys, I'm not saying all of you, but some of you guys are dealing with some like pretty heavy stuff that has to do with family. So that's going to be affecting your relationship this week. And understand, I hate saying this. I hate getting this negative stuff, but you know, hey, it happens. The family issues, it's going to take a while to handle, okay? You guys are going to get to that point, though, and I like to stay within the 7-day period of time, but I just feel like it's important to convey to you guys, especially those of you who are dealing with really heavy stuff, it's important to convey to you that it will get better and you'll find a pacing for this. It's just right now, it's going to feel really like you're stuck, okay? And just know that that's what's going on. For a lot of you guys, I see you guys approaching this together, though, as a couple, okay? So do keep that in mind. There's just family issues going on. We also have empathy and love. That is great. Oh, that is great. Isn't that great? So this is the key. This is what's going to bring the two of you together. Both of you have this uncanny ability to feel the other person's emotions, which is great when you guys are having some good times, but when you're going through some stuff that's kind of yucky like this, needing to get your finances together if they're not already, you know, and that kind of stuff, oh, it can be difficult. So you're going to be noticing that over the next week, you are going to be kind of feeling the feelings of your partner. Some of this is just sharing those feelings with your partner, like you and your person are both, you know, in the same emotional place. And you guys are just kind of sharing that you guys have both come from the same place, or you're experiencing the same thing, and that kind of stuff. For others, it's just going to be maybe your person's going through some times and you're just empathizing with them, you know, or vice versa. The love, you know, if you're concerned about whether or not the person that you're thinking about cares about you or loves you, they do, okay? I just want to make sure that's important, you know? All right, so we have the house and the scythe. This is going to be, you know, I'm going to say like two things, and this is going to be a really, really general, thing to say for those of you who know Lenormand, but, it's what I'm getting. Some of you guys, this is just referencing the family problems, okay? It's just, you know, we've got the home, we've got the family unit, and we've got the pain that's associated with that, okay? For the rest of you, it's going to be, you know, or in addition to that, it's also going to be that there's not going to be as much intimacy this week, and that could be sexual intimacy, or it could just be, even though you're empathizing with one another and you're sharing that love and all of that kind of stuff, it's just like maybe you're feeling like there's maybe a wall between the two of you, or this kind of barrier. I think it's just because you guys have other things to think about this week. It's gonna feel like there might feel like something's kind of taking away from your intimacy a little bit. Not a person. That's something to make sure that you know. It's not like, and by that I mean not another person. It's not like that. You know, it could be the family members that you're having to deal with, but it's like, okay, I just now got that, for some of you guys, it's going to be family members. For others, it could be just a group of people that are like, it's like like a tribe, like a group of people that you're going to be having issues with, okay? But it's going to feel like there's this kind of toxicity about this group that would be like the toxicity one would find in a dysfunctional family, okay? So that, and I really feel like that's nuanced for like a very few amount of you, but you guys, for whatever reason, really need me to clarify that. But anyway, yeah, there's just something's going to be taken away from the intimacy. The intimacy is still there, though, okay? So you will have intimacy. It's just, it feels like you don't have as much as you have recently, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. I mean, you'll have love on your side. You've got, I mean, everything can be handled, okay? Just know that whatever these issues are, okay, they will get better. It's just going to take a while, okay? But you guys have love between the two of you, and you are able to understand one another emotionally, and that's what's going to bring this together. That's what's going to help you guys stay together through this, okay? So yeah, it's actually not a bad it's not a bad thing when you have love come up, right? Alrighty. Hi, pile number 5. Those of you who picked the pink rose quartz, here's your reading. Okay, so we have the tree and the mice. Okay, your card is the Emperor. Your partner's card, or your person's card, is a Hermit. That's, I do have to mention, you know, we've got 2 major arcana cards, so this is going to be a big week for you. Okay, we have playfulness in the reverse. We also have attraction in the reverse, okay? We have purpose and perseverance as well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and guess, and this is totally a guess, all right, that some of you guys are going to be in a long distance relationship, and that's why the attraction's coming up in reverse, because you're not going to be physically present to experience that kind of physical attraction. When we have the Hermit card and the Emperor card, both of these characters are very reserved, okay? We've got more masculine than feminine energy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm reading that everybody who picked this pile are gay men, okay? We're just talking more about masculine energy this week, okay? Here's the Emperor, you know, what you're going to find out is you're going to be wanting to define things, stick by kind of like more rules. You're going to be kind of even wanting to control situations, wanting to make the outcome that you want. This is great because it's a characteristic of somebody who gets what they want, you know? It's like, no, I'm not going to take that. I want exactly this. However, sometimes life can be better than what you planned it to be, right? And in order to experience life even better than you planned it, you've got to be a little bit more lax on those rules, okay? But just know this week it's appropriate to feel that way, okay? To kind of double down and be like, hey, this is what I need. This is about boundary setting too. And it's about, you know, saying, you know, outlining, you know, I'm not going to be treated this way. I want to be treated that way, and that kind of thing. Your person's going to be in their shell this week. I feel like some of you guys, and I hate saying this because I don't like delivering negative news, but I feel like some of you guys might not even talk to your person this week. If that goes on, it's okay, because this Hermit energy is there for a good reason. They've got to just kind of get themselves together. They've got to clear their heads, and they've just got to kind of come back refreshed and that kind of stuff. It's like intense introversion kind of thing, you know. They just really need that space to kind of figure that stuff out, and that's why the attraction and the playfulness isn't going to be there, because the person's not going to be there, okay? And do understand that doesn't mean that they're not attracted to you. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be playful, you know. It just means that you're not going to be feeling this as much this week, okay? Unfortunately, it's also going to cause some worry as well, okay? Because the tree represents, you know, it's like you're going to want to grow. You're going to want to grow and become more and more healthy and thrive and all of that kind of stuff. But we have the mice. It's kind of taking away from that. I feel like this is more kind of in the mental area rather than in the physical area. It's like there's just something just kind of picking at you this week that has to do with your relationship. I think that it's important to know that even though we've got this stuff coming up that might look negative, that this is what's supposed to be happening this week, and that might help that burden or that anxiety lift a little bit, knowing that this week it's just for that kind of thing right now, okay? And another thing about the Emperor energy is that it just might be that this is a week where you have to kind of maybe make that list of things that you will and you won't accept in your relationship or in a future relationship, okay? But again, your person's supposed to be in hermit mode this week, okay? So if you feel like they're being distant, if you're not talking to them this week and all of that kind of stuff, know that it is for a purpose, right? what's happening this week is purposeful, okay? We have 2 major arcana cards. It's big because it's important. It's purposeful. Understand that if it wasn't about this, we'd get the 4 of Swords with the Hermit, which is the kind of, you know, rest and rejuvenation cards. It's the kind of like, okay, take a pause, you know, and that kind of thing. We're getting the Hermit. That's withdrawal. You know, with the Emperor card, we could be getting all sorts of different kinds of cards that have to do with making rules and stuff like that, like the 5 of Swords, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, but no, you're getting the Emperor. These are big deal. This is a big deal. This is a major, even if you're not interacting, this is a major kind of turning point for your relationship. So do know that this is for purpose, and I would personally recommend to persevere in this particular week. I feel like it's going to get better. And, you know, just know that even if things aren't really happening much this week, that again, it's purposeful. There's a purpose to this, and it's okay to keep with it. Okay. Now, I'm not telling you to stay in a situation that's not working for you. Okay. If this is not something that's making you happy, if this is something that you can't see yourself happy in, get out. Okay. Don't listen to me. Just listen to yourself. If you're not happy, get out of the relationship, get out of the situation. But if you're kind of on the fence and you're like, I don't know, you know, I just don't know. Go ahead and stick with it, okay? Because I do feel, again, you know, you wouldn't be getting these big cards, or you wouldn't get the purpose card and all of that kind of stuff, and such clear indication that it's going to feel weird, it's going to feel kind of yucky if it wasn't something that, you know, you're supposed to know about. So it's real important to kind of keep this stuff in mind. All right, guys? Gosh, it doesn't look like it's going to be a very fun week, but hey, you know, sometimes we have to have this kind of stuff in order for the good to come up too, right? So you guys are going to be fine. Just stick with it if that's what you feel comfortable with. And for those of you who are like, nope, I'm not going to go through another week of this, get out of it. Jeez, don't listen to me, you know, but just know that the Perseverance card is coming up, you know, so keep that in mind. Alrighty. Okay, pile number 6. Those of you who picked the Bloodstone, here is your reading. Oh, how awesome. You have the bear. I love the bear when it comes up. And you have the heart. That is so great. We have the 8 of Pentacles for you, for your person. We have the Ace of Pentacles, okay? We have chemistry here. This is an interesting card to come up, especially when we've got the love, the love modifying the bear here. But we have, this could be the 1 in reverse, okay? So understand that maybe this is somebody that you're supposed to have some fun with, but maybe it's not the one, or maybe it's not you're not supposed to, you know, maybe what this is saying is that you're not supposed to focus so much on, is this the one, is this my soulmate, is this my twin flame, is this my other half, is this my, you know, whatever you want to call it, and you're just supposed to focus on the fact that it's a relationship, you know. And I really feel like that's gonna really resonate with a lot of you guys, that, you know, it's not about defining what kind of relationship it is. It's just, you guys have chemistry, you guys have love, you guys want to start something, and you guys are in a really powerful situation, okay? The other ones, we have acceptance and courage, okay? It's good. It's interesting that courage comes up because I associate courage with the bear, okay? So I do want to mention that too. So let me just kind of go back, and we're going to just kind of go through each card and what it means. We've got you working real hard at the relationship this week. That's great. Know that you don't have to do all the work. We also have this as a double meaning, also saying that some of you guys are going to be having a lot of work to do, like as your job, okay, and that's going to be affecting your relationship. I think that's going to apply to less of you, though, just working hard for the relationship. Your person is going to make you an offer. It's going to be something that's going to make it more concrete. So this would be the week to look for somebody asking you on a date, somebody trying to make it more permanent. Maybe if you're in a long distance relationship, them buying a ticket to come see you, you know, or if you've been dating for a while, maybe this is kind of like, you know, let's move in together, that kind of thing, all right? So it's just like, this is kind of some kind of physical, okay, offer that they're giving you to kind of offer you more security. I'm not getting that it's sex, just so you know. I'm getting that it's more like physical, security. I mean, that's it, you know, physical security. Now, here comes the sex. We've got the chemistry, though. So you guys are going to be feeling really, like, hormonal this week. You're going to be feeling like, oh, boy, this person's really stirring me up and all of that great stuff. Just know that that's going to be there. It's on both sides. And that's something you can use in you know, in your favor this week, you know, just knowing that they're feeling it. Okay? Don't worry about whether or not this person is the person for you, okay? I really feel like this card isn't necessarily saying that this person isn't the one. I feel like this card is saying, hey, you know what? Don't worry about whether, like, what this person is to you. Just enjoy the fact that you know this person and that kind of thing. Because I mean, I really feel like this is, you know, it's trying to develop, but sometimes we can stop ourselves for like, wait a minute, I don't know if I want to stick in this situation because I don't know if this is my soulmate. I don't want to get into this situation if I don't know that I can get married with this person, or whatever it is, you know, that we want to define it with. And just, I do this too. I did this before me and my current partner got married, okay? So I understand. I'm sorry, I need a drink of water. Yeah, so I understand the, you know, wanting to define things. I do get that. Excuse me. But this could be the one in the reverse. It's just saying, don't worry about that right now. I apologize. It's allergies, okay? But we've got the bear, okay? This is a very powerful relationship, okay? For those of you who are women watching this, you have so much power. It's like your person is like looking at you, regardless of gender, and they're like, oh, that woman, you know, it's like you're almost like a goddess, you know, it's like there's this big sigh, you know, when they see you. You're in a lot of power right now. For those of you who are men, it's not that you can't feel that way, but I just feel like, especially for the women viewers right now, they're really in that power, okay? And also for the men, just be aware that, you know, if you are heterosexual and you are interested in a woman, and that's kind of what you're wanting to know about this week, she might be in her power too right now, and you might want to feel like you might, you know, submit a little bit to that just because she's so strong. And those of you who are in same-sex relationships or other kinds of relationships, just know this is the feminine coming out, okay? Regardless of who this represents, this does represent your relationship. So your relationship itself is powerful too, okay? When we've got the love card, we've got everything, okay? Because we've got that love is in this relationship on both sides. Your person, either your person's in love with you, they love you, or if you have a crush or you're kind of like interested in this person, you're like, I don't know, what could go on there? What this is telling you is that this could be a love connection, okay? This really could. And so, you know, understand that. Except, you know, when we get the acceptance card, I'm just trying to think of how to say it. It's not that I don't know what it means. It's more like, gosh, how do I say this? Accept that accept the situation for what it is, instead of trying to make it something more or different. I really feel like this week is really going to be focused on what is rather than what's imagined, okay? And what is that there's chemistry there. What is that your person's, you know, wants to offer you something concrete. What is that you're going to be working towards this. There's love between the two of you, and it's a powerful connection. That's what is. So accept that, and then worry about whether or not this person is the one or not, okay? And then we've got courage, okay? If you happen to get into a situation that has to do with your love life in the next 7 days, and it requires some courage, you know, okay, you know, you just got to take some deep breaths and go for it, because that's what this card's letting us know, is that, you know, you've got to go for what you want in this situation. And it's a teaching moment for you, to help you feel more and more empowered, okay? All right, guys, this is a really sweet reading. I like it. Yeah. It's almost like you guys need to focus on the physical more than the spiritual this week. All right? Okay, those of you who stayed until the end of this reading, thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm really excited about the new readings that I'm offering, and you know, I'd like some feedback too, if you want to provide any of that, letting me know what kinds of reading packages you'd be more interested in, that kind of stuff, because I do, you know, my whole purpose is to try to make my services more oh goodness, more available to all of my viewers, okay? So I just want to make sure that I'm offering things at different price ranges that are what you guys want. And I've had a lot of people ask me, you know, could you do just a one question reading? And it's like, you know what, why don't I do that? Okay, I'm gonna start doing that, okay? So you guys got that. And you know, and for everything else, just know that I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. And I thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next week with the weekly general reading.